when I go out and I use you, right, because I know Steve's the best in the business. But, you know, if somebody's watching this, listening to this, and they're up in, you know, wherever, a million miles away, where do they start making sure that the person that they're bringing in is competent? Because, you know, we joke about £99, you know, John, just fire risk assessors down the road, next door to the pub. How do we know that the person who's coming in knows their stuff?
Again, there's you know, the two approaches to that. One is that there actually at the moment is no minimum base requirement for qualification to be a fire risk assessor. It's a huge anomaly in the legislation as it stands at the moment. So you are then looking for evidence or confidence from the fire risk assessor that they obtain or hold the relevant skills, knowledge and experience to undertake it. So there may be that there's a knowledge and experience route to that they have been doing risk assessments for a sufficiently long time with very good references for the type of work that they've been doing, how they're relating that information to the client and stuff you can get from asking them for, you know, details of previous works they've undertaken. There's of course the academic route to that, so proving that you've undertaken some level of fire risk assessment training, and whether that training is accredited through the likes of the Fire Protection Association, to name but one, and whether they're a member of a third-party verification scheme, whereby they are independently audited by a third party to ensure that they remain up to speed, continue with your professional development and undertake training as the years goes on. So that all comes down to your checks and your diligence on who you appoint to be the risk assessor. There's lots and lots of guidance, even within the Article 50 guidance for premises, advising you where to go to look for the relevant experience that you should be asking for your risk assessor. But it is a grey area because there is no base minimum at the moment. It's surely coming down the road very soon, but as it stands at the moment, it's down to you to do your diligence to ask them to evidence to you what the skill, knowledge and experience in undertaking a risk assessment is.
Got you. And I don't know, I think I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet at the minute about the training world and so many people who don't have the knowledge or education getting into the training space, especially on stuff that for some reason, something as important as this isn't necessarily, you know, you don't need a specific, you know, certification to be able to go out and do what you do. So I went to, and I think a lot of other people when they're going down this road in whatever level of training they're looking at undertaking, you've got to do your due diligence on the person, right? And look at their track record, how long have they been doing it, like you said, what are their current you know, testimonials, their current contracts. So without naming any names, I like to work with you because I know for sure that you hold some of the largest contracts in the UK with some of the biggest brands in this country, and you head up all of their fire risk for them. So I immediately know Steve didn't just go and get, you know, do a basic training course 2 weeks ago, and now he's out here teaching this stuff. Steve's the real deal, and that's what you should do in any, you know, whatever you're trying to learn. Make sure you're learning from someone who's in it, doing it, practicing it, teaching it every single day. So, you know, there's nowhere else that I would go.
I think if you're paying for it, that's where you need to prove your competence.
Yeah.
The fact that the law says you can do a risk assessment without any qualification is one thing, that's one view, and there may be many hosts that may feel competent through their own experience and training to do a risk assessment. But if you're paying someone to do it, that's where you want your level of due diligence on, you know, are they doing what it says on the tin, or are they £99 risk assessments and just doing it from a tick box?